50 of the war with Iran. President Trump says the U.S. blockade on the Strait of Hormuz will remain in place, causing Iran to close the strait yet again. Lots of details today. Well, here to comment, former IDF Special Operations Commander Doran Campbell. There he is. Also, Iranian-born human rights activist Goldie Ghamari and Naval Explosive Ordnance Disposal Officer Tom Sauer. It's so great to have all of you guys. Tom, let's get to you, because President Trump saying that his naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz is in full force until a deal's reached. And now we just heard in the last few hours that Iran is responding by saying that they are closing the strait again, that they control the strait. Who's in control here, Tom? And how could they take over the strait with all the U.S. naval assets in that area?
That's a great question. And I think what it's really coming down to now is that there really isn't anyone that's truly in control of Iran. Keep in mind, we killed a very large number of their leadership, and we've taken out their command and control. So it does seem like there are multiple factions within the IRGC and within the existing Iranian government. Keep in mind that one of the reasons why, a lot of people talk about regime change, but I feel that there are too many different warring factions for any one person to be controlled. So we don't really know who we're dealing with, and that is going to be a challenge for us.
Goldie, what are you hearing also from Iran? I mean, this is a big development if indeed they're taking back the strait.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tom is absolutely correct there. The Islamic regime right now, it's separated into at least 3 different factions. They're all fighting with one another. So the Ghalibaf camp, the one that initially, made this agreement, they're currently in conflict with other factions within the IRGC who want to continue attacking the Americans and who want to close the Strait of Hormuz. So the Islamic regime is in a state of chaos right now, and it's slowly collapsing on the inside.
Well, let's hope so. Meantime, President Trump, I want to play. This is what he said aboard Air Force One last night. Watch.
Extend the ceasefire, or will
I
you
don't
start
know. Maybe not.
again?
Maybe I won't extend it.
Okay.
But the blockade is going to remain. But maybe I won't extend it. So you have a blockade, and unfortunately, we'll have to start dropping bombs again.
That's a pretty strong statement. So, Doran, how soon could we expect to see bombs maybe dropping again? What should President Trump do, especially in light of this new news today, Doran?
2 options. First of all, just to remind the audience, we've already accomplished a tactical objective. We've eradicated the Iran military. Now there's negotiation in order to get to some deal and bring our forces home. If that doesn't work, then we're basically going to view that as a timeout that we've taken, and then full force forward. We'll know in a few days. By the way, to your prior question, the U.S. is in control of the straits, but it's not complete control. The Iranians don't have a navy. They can bother some of the ships there, and everybody's trying to get a little bit of leverage in whatever is left of the negotiation.
Yeah, it's sort of the last licks, if you will, last opportunity. Do you believe that? Also, Goldie, do you believe that this is sort of just last moments and maybe blustering by Iran's part?
Absolutely. Ultimately, you cannot negotiate with terrorists. And President Trump is showing that to the world because he's trying to convince them to surrender. I mean, he's absolutely correct. All the leaders are dead. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. All they have is, some ships here and there shooting at, ships that are trying to go through. So I think President Trump is making it very clear why he needs to go in and just completely obliterate them. And I think that's what we're going to see, because ultimately you cannot negotiate with terrorists. You cannot trust them. And President Trump has said that after 47 years of the Islamic regime bullying people around, he's going to put a stop to it.
And Tom, before we go, I want to get your take on also the nuclear material, because President Trump said yesterday that Iran agreed to hand it over, but now Iran is saying they aren't giving it up. This was Trump's red line. I think it's many people in the world's red line. What needs to be done? How could we get that?
Well, one thing that's interesting is I actually spent a good part of my career dealing with weapons of mass destruction. And for what it's worth, if it makes anyone feel better, there are units and organizations within the United States military that deal specifically with this issue, with underground facilities, all of that, and how to take it. Now, keep in mind, though, is although we don't want to do boots on the ground, if there has to be a special operation to get it, there might be. And there are thousands of Marines and airborne paratroopers who will be really upset if they don't get to kill anyone this year.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Doran, I got to get your response to that, especially in light of the fact that President Trump was saying that the material is essentially dust, that it's sort of, enriched uranium dust because of the B-2 bombers that came in June. So how do we get it, Doran?
Well, I don't have the intel regarding the material, but in order to get the material in an unfriendly way, that's a serious operation. You need to control the area, defend the people that need to go in. We don't know under how many layers of land that material is. Serious operation with a lot of ground forces. Hopefully, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, let's hope not. And let's hope the peace discussions get back on track and get back on track soon. All of you, thank you very much. Doran, Goldie, and Tom, really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.